Hello and welcome. This is It's Always About Love, and I'm Lee Evans. I'm here with psychotherapist Lynn Lara. Lynn has been in private practice for many years, and today she brings all of that wisdom and experience to help you. We're here to answer your relationship questions. It's our desire to help you and make what you learn from this podcast usable in your life right now. Do you have something you'd like to discuss with us by email? Send it to itsalwaysaboutLove1@gmail.com. That's it's, alwaysaboutLove1@gmail.com. Now, let's get started. And in the email box, we have a letter addressed to Lynn, and this is a recap from Friday. We're going to revisit Friday's letter from our listener, and it starts out, I am in a long-distance relationship and have been for 18 months or more. We are also engaged since February of this year, but my guy has been texting women and even meeting with them since we have been in our relationship. One of the women lives close to me. I found out that when he would stay with me here, he would leave early and be with her. He said he ended it after she sent me pictures of them together, but no. I also found a mobile phone hidden in his travel bag with texts from other women, where he says he loves them. He tells everyone all the same things. I can't understand why he wants me to be involved with his family and why this is happening, because he doesn't love me the way he says he does. He rings me constantly and texts all the time. When I try to end it, he says things like, I don't deserve you, you are the only one that has ever loved me, I can't live without you, and on and on. I don't believe any of it anymore. This is making me ill. I can't sleep. I can't eat or even get through the day anymore. Is this love? Lynn, what do you think?
I feel so sad as I listen to you read that, Lee. Darn it, let me call you Sherry, honey. I just want to give you a name so that I can, that the young woman who wrote to us about this fellow. Honey, that isn't love, that's pain. And that's easy to answer. However, you're looking for a way for this to be solved. And what we didn't talk about the other day, when we talked about Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, we talked about the fact that what had always needed to happen was for Brad to get sober. And the same may be true with your boyfriend. It's before you've gotten married, you are taking such a big chance to even think about being with him. He's a horrible risk. However, his behavior is extremely alcoholic or chemically dependent behavior. That's the way a person who uses too many chemicals or drinks too much, that's what they look like. That's how they act. So I'll betcha dollars to donuts that the person that you're involved with needs to be in Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, depending on what he's using. I'll betcha I could make a bet with you on this. Okay, so, but good news. What's the name I gave her? Sherry?
Yes.
Good. I give somebody a false name and then I forget what it is, Sherry. Listen to me. There's also some place you need to go as well, because if you haven't already been involved with a fellow who's an alcoholic or a drug addict or a something that he's addicted to, when you're finished with this relationship, you will simply find another fellow who's the same way, because you're needing help as well as the person that you're with. And your help is called Get Your Little Butt to an Al-Anon meeting. Al-Anon is made specifically for men and women who find themselves involved in love with a person who is sick with the disease of alcoholism or chemical dependence. I haven't asked you, Sherry, are you drinking? Are you drinking more than a drink each day? Yeah. Are you drinking more than a drink each day? Because if you are, there's a possibility you might belong in AA as well. It's not unheard of. There's nothing wrong with any of it. It's about being sick. I was so glad that Brad and Angelina were so honest and open about what was going on, especially Brad, because he's the one who said, I am an alcoholic. I am getting help right now. Good for him. And as long as he had refused to get help, they would not have been able to bring their marriage back together again. Because he's willing to get help, they stand a big chance now at making everything okay and living happily ever after. Sherry, you, on the other hand, if you're not an alcoholic or chemically dependent person in your relationship, then you are what we call a codependent. I guess some people call them co-alcoholics also. That's the old name for them. And you need to be in an Al-Anon meeting. It's a good meeting, so that would be a good thing for you to go to. And even if you don't go back with him, Sherry, I want you to start going to Al-Anon unless you also drink too much. And then I want you to go to AA. Listen, you're able to save your relationship. But boy, he's a rat, honey. He's a rat. He's very, very sick. He must be seeing several women at one time. And he lies to you when he says, you're the only one I've ever loved. He doesn't know what love is. However, you're hurting and you're willing to try to do something to get help for you and for him. Not just for him, Sherry. Co-alcoholics or codependents always focus on the person that's the drinker. Don't do it. You're needing help too. And if you don't get help by going to those free meetings, free, Free, then you're going to end up with somebody else who's an alcoholic. That's the name of the game. That's what we do. I feel done. Lee, how about you? How are you feeling about what I've said?
Lynn, I agree with everything you've said. You've said some really important things, and I want to clarify Al-Anon is a good program, and it's a good program to help in recovery from codependency.
Right. Thanks. But now, what do we need to do? I feel done. Do you want to work on something else?
We probably need to end it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will. But let's tell them why. We already did this program once today, and we did our full half hour or longer. But the machine was broken or something as we were doing it. Therefore, we had to do it again, and now I've done it so quickly because I'm getting so good at Al-Anon. Then, no. I happen to love both those programs. Listen, and I do want to say this. It's not a religious program for those of you who are strong in your churches or for those of you who don't ever go to church. These two 12-step programs are not about religion. They're about spiritual growth, and there is such a difference. Good programs. Okay, Lee, I'll quit now. I just can't keep going sometimes.
Sherry, thank you for writing into us.
Oh, yeah, Sherry. Thanks for remembering that, Lee.
And remember, you can write us.
Let's say this.
We will be back tomorrow, Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Until then, remember, it's
always about love. That is so badly. We have to practice that when we're offline. That is terrible.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
you guys. We love you.